You're the GM owner guy. You shouldn't be
Right.
sweeping the floors or whatever. Not that
Right.
you're, I mean, you should know how to do it. You do the first one or
Right.
two to set the example and then hire someone to do it. There he is.
There. Hey, taking
Hey,
a drink
Mr.
of water
Tom.
when you popped on.
Good.
How are
You
you?
got to hydrate. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And then as far as this audit's concerned, Dennis, my purpose for doing it was we have a website that is required for us to have by General Motors.
Right.
We don't have a lot of control on it. But maybe just looking at what are things that I can do going forward as things start to slow down for me again, and that I could help the business, whether it be doing other things on the website that if they're allowable and or other things. That's kind of what I was.
Yeah. As a dealership, I imagine General Motors has a thing where they have to be a certain space apart, or you have these territories and you're in a small town. So it's not like you need to rank on Chevrolet or whatnot.
Right.
That being said, you do rank on a fair number of keywords, even with only a DR18. And let's talk about what that means. So there's a lot of things that happen before people eventually do a search for the map and your hours and that kind of stuff. And this goes back to word of mouth and mid-funnel things that we talked about before.
Right.
So if we look at what you are ranking on from an SEO standpoint, and then we'll look at media a bit later, but I always like to start with the thing that drives this, which is your GMB, people looking for you,
Right.
coming to the website. By the time it comes to the website, they've already done a fair amount of searching, and they're even doing searches on like Ford versus Chevy trucks and this kind of thing. But when you tell the stories, like we talked about, you and I have talked about this many times, of people in the community, that has nothing to do with what kind of car they drive or whatnot. That builds the brand and reputation. So people are more likely wanting to work with you, even though in cases, I imagine their brand preference may override people. They're always a BMW. That's just what they do every time. But I would posit that most people, they're not hard set on having a Chevy, even if their last two cars were a Ford or whatever. Or maybe they buy American, or maybe their last two cars were a Toyota or whatever it would have been.
Right.
So I don't know why this is not loading right now. Weird things going on here. Let's go to the website. But here's the thing you can do now. The links that you have are weak. You should have, when you say good things about other people in the community, those can be posts about them, not about the Chevy Suburban and how it is really big now, or I don't know, whatever.
Right.
You should have guest blog posts. You don't have that many links. This DR18 is low.
Okay.
800 links. Most of these are like directory yellow pages kinds of links that causes you to rank on these keywords, which are brand terms.
Okay.
The thing that's driving you the most traffic is Hawkins Chevrolet. And I would argue this is not search.
Because they're looking for me.
They're looking for you. This is what we call navigation, right?
Right.
They're typing in Hawkins Chevrolet. Interesting. There's a Hawkins Fairmont. Or no, that's you.
Right.
Tahoe lease deals. Okay. But almost all of these are Hawkins. That shows me that you have a strong brand. Whenever I see the brand is dominating and the amount of traffic that you have here, that means, this is glasses half full kind of thing. It means there's a lot, you're basically only talking about cars, which is great. And there's people that only talk about cars. But why don't you talk about other stuff? Why don't you talk about the community? There's all kinds of stuff in Fairmont. I don't know anything about Fairmont. Honor these other business owners. You're not Minneapolis. Maybe people drive from Minneapolis, but I imagine no, right?
Not, well, for used cars, but not necessarily for new, no.
And then here for the SERP features, search engines results pages, it's just text, maybe a couple images, the map pack, but you don't have any videos and you have very few images that are showing up. At least you run ads.
We don't really do any external market. We don't have, like, you can through these website companies, you can purchase additional SEO, or you can go to an outside company and have them create SEO.
You can't purchase SEO.
Yeah.
You can't purchase more muscles. You can't purchase weight loss. You have to build relationships. The only people who can build relationships in Fairmont are people that live in Fairmont.
Right.
And there's no SEO that's been done here because all the traffic is coming to your homepage and it's coming from Hawkins Chevrolet. And then you have this Chevy car rental thing going on, which has very little, but it's all coming from here. Like all of it's coming on your homepage from Hawkins Chevrolet and all these other things, collision center, and what if I get in an accident? Like there's no traffic.
Yeah.
So there's no SEO that's happening. You can't buy SEO. You pay for it, but you won't get anything. There's nothing there. If we go back and look at the links that you have, which is really the way to audit SEO. And this is the thing when I've done this thousands of times. We nail people on it. If I can get this to load, there's no SEO. If I can get this let's try this again. See if this will load. I've looked at this so many times. Okay. You have these directory types of listings. I guess they come and go based on the listings that you have, but you don't have, okay, fine. Boys basketball, these ones. But you need to have as a community and as a family run business, you need to guest blog post and honor these other businesses. And all you do is you submit guest blog posts, which is just using ChatGPT, as you saw, to write these things.
Right. Guest blog posts for other people's businesses, you mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Honoring their businesses and how you're a customer, how you like them or whatever it might be. Because everything here is just, okay, fine, Fairmont Sports. But outside of this Fairmont Sports, you don't have anything.
A blog within my website, in other words.
Yeah. Your website honoring people in the community.
Okay, sure.
And not just cars, because everything else, that's actually what's driving the traffic that you have is your reputation. Your reputation comes from the people that you're with.
Right.
You should be able to blog on the site. That's easy.
Right.
And blogging takes like 3 minutes. It's easy to do.
Right.
And then you submit guest blog posts on other people's websites, which generate the links. You have almost no community links, just this Fairmont Sports one. That's it.
Right. I actually own that domain, and I pay for the website for the guy who manages that for the sports around in the Fairmont
I think
schools.
You told me that a couple of years ago. Yeah. Well, great.
But he does. Otherwise, I have no. That's where that showed up.
So you should be doing with all these guys. That's how you get links. That's how you do SEO. Right. You can't pay for SEO because they have to have relationships with these companies. Right. Yeah.
So you're saying I should do a blog post honoring these other businesses from mine, and then I should offer to do a guest blog on their website or on their.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the whole point of SEO. I think SEO people don't want to admit it because they don't know how to do it or because it exposes them as being fraudulent. But SEO is all about. I mean, they'll try to make it like this technical thing about making changes to your website or no. SEO is about links because links is reputation. Okay.
Right.
Of course, you're going to rank on Chevrolet, but let's just try a couple of these other ones and let's go.
Although I don't think it made a difference because you're probably searching area, but there's a Hawkins Chevrolet in Danville, Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Here I'm in Fairmont. I got the right one.
Okay, good.
How far out will customers typically come from?
I kind of say 30 miles is kind of my thing.
I mean, and people, but just generally,
there's a Chevy dealer 60 miles away in Mankato, 30 miles west and 55 miles east in Albert Lee.
Okay. And let's see, Chevrolet, how about new cars, used cars?
Right.
And people might type in Camaro.
We have a sales manager now that we're getting a lot more tough credit deals. Would you say poor credit or bad credit, or is there that kind of a thing that you?
Yeah, but that's a whole nother category because that's financing for other things, not just for cars.
Right.
But
we do have a pretty decent rental business, car rental. Okay. We have a body shop now.
Okay. Let's just do that. Okay. We'll do a 15 by 15, and this will take just a sec to load. Type of heads are good. Yeah, the Danville one. That's funny. I mean, how many Hawkins can there possibly be?
I know. What's funny is that I talked to the owner, and he said every time vendor presents a product to them and comes and pitches it, it always has our logo at the top of the page.
That's funny.
Our logo off our website. He says every now and again, we'll get a lead from who has found a car on their website or vice versa.
Dang, how is this Hawkins outranking you? This one and this one. We got to beat them. We're the better Hawkins Chevrolet. What is this? On video they do. Well, that's why.
Right, yeah.
Okay, well, let's see. Look at this report. 30 miles radius means 60 miles in each direction. You do not rank at all for car rental.
Okay.
We need to make content about that.
Right, okay.
Then let's see. You dominate on Chevrolet. Of course you do, but let's see exactly where. How far out do you dominate? I bet it's going to be, okay. Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. Go a little further out, then whatever these cities are, you don't rank. Okay. But yeah, right here, within 10 miles, you're pretty much dominating. Is this helpful? Have you seen anything like this before?
No, I haven't.
Is that interesting?
Yeah.
I could be way out here and you'll like barely show up. Used cars. Oh, this is terrible. This is used cars and new cars. You're basically just dominating on Chevrolet, okay?
Okay.
Like this one on used cars and new cars is slightly better. Let's look. Always 4%. Probably like, yeah. Okay.
Oh, like right.
If we're searching from the dealership. Yeah. But outside of that, you're missing location service pages. Probably the easiest thing to do here. So here in the site, you have all the standard things that come with these auto websites, but there needs to be one page for each neighborhood. Pretty standard for local sites. So you can rank on those. Otherwise, you only rank here. What about all these other cities? You should have a page for each of them.
Like you have a separate page?
Yeah, this is pretty standard in the world of local, right? There's the main city, but then there's all the you have /city name for each of them.
Okay.
Yeah, very easy to do. ChatGPT
What do you call that?
You
just create it's a creating pages for every city in your market.
For every city, yeah, every major city or neighborhood, yeah. And then you put information about the city, and there's ways that we have a whole training on how to create those pages the right way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Used cars and new cars they look the same. Used cars you're even worse on because I don't think you're even talking about that. Or maybe let's see, do you even rank it right in the middle? Maybe let's see. No, actually, you do. When you search from the dealership, you're there, but outside of that, there's nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know where Mankato is relative to here, but I guess we're only going 30 miles.
Yeah,
that seems like an easy opportunity.
50 miles away.
Yeah. Literally putting in the location service pages will instantly will improve your search results. Then the links we talked about, the whole like guest blogging, honoring other people, which is what we've already talked about, ties in with GoGiver, all that, right?
Right.
Especially if you have video, you have no video that's showing up in the search results. These are all like super, super basic 101 kinds of things to do.
Right.
Oh, and I get rid of the stock art if you can, right?
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's stock art, right? Where else is that?
It all is.
Yeah.
It all is. So in other words, go look through that and have them get local stuff that we take and have them replace it.
Yeah. Dealer Inspire. I don't like it when they link to their own thing. They do it because it's a parasitic thing to do because they're stealing juice off of your site. There's not a lot of juice to steal because only DR18, but I still don't like parasites.
Yeah, that's General Motors. It used to be one. Now they have up to 4 website companies that were allowed to.
Yeah.
The big,
you just tell them like, hey, you tell them like, look, I don't like the fact that on every page on my website, you're linking to Dealer Inspire and sucking juice out of every page on my website. Why are you doing that? And they'll try to claim whatever, but this is obviously a no-no. And for anyone that knows about building, they're assuming you don't know why that's a bad thing, right?
Right, but
again, that's a no-no.
The way it's set up is, I could say, can you take that off? And they won't, because that's probably their deal with General Motors. I mean, the frustrating thing, all these type of things, General Motors probably gets a good cut of whatever I pay them.
Oh, I see you're locked into this thing, and
yes, I don't have.
Well, it's still wrong.
I know. I realize that. Some of the bigger dealers, and maybe we'll get there, they try to bury their GM website, but I'm paying $1,300 a month. Right. But if I had enough money, I could bury that and just create a website of my own.
You could. This doesn't really have much power.
Right.
But it does rank on your name, and you'd have to, I mean, whatever.
There are probably, I'm sure there's things, I don't think they have too many limitations of what we can add. Like you talked about the location service pages and doing the guest blogs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's things I could do to improve it.
Yeah. Why is it not working? I'm having all kinds of technical problems today. I don't know why that is. I'm getting kicked out. But that's the website. But why not all the other channels? You have them listed. You link to them here. Use Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and all that. There's nothing going on here. I mean, if you just target close by, look, there's nothing going on here. Like, this is a great thing.
We actually, a year ago, you can see we stopped doing that. We just kind of got overwhelmed and quit doing it. We'd like to get back to doing that, where we.
You don't have to keep doing it. You just boost these posts and ideally turn them into videos. Whenever you're going to take a picture, instead of just taking a picture, make a little 15-second video, right?
Right.
And just put a whole gallery of these out there. No one's seeing any of these.
Right.
The fact that it went to the effort of took these pictures, made this whole thank you thing. You see, like, there's nothing happening on any of these. There's nothing.
Right.
And then look at this. This is why, A, there's like no followers, chicken and egg, but B, thanks to Sawyer Carr of LaSalle for your trust in Casey's staff. Like, this is honoring Hawkins Chevrolet. Why don't you honor them and say, congratulations, they just graduated college, or they just had a family, and now they upgraded this. They had this old clunky car, but now let's check out this beautiful new whatever they have. This is self-congratulatory.
Right.
But you see how the angle, this is not the right angle to use if you want to do things on media, right?
Yeah, you have to honor the others, not yourself.
Yeah.
You brag about them, not you. Yeah.
Yeah. We appreciate your business. Like, what do you expect? Do you expect people to click like on that? What about Chad? What's cool about Chad? Isn't that a really sweet Chevy truck that Chad's got? And he can use it in this business as he's doing landscaping, or like, I don't know, whatever it is. Like, tell a story about him. Who is Brooke, right?
Yeah, especially if it's a business thing. Let us share about your business.
One of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And why? And these people are happy. They got this new truck. Why do they like this truck? Or what is it? The thing that or this is their third GMC truck? And what can you say? Yeah. Like, I don't know anything about these people. All I know is that this Chevy dealership is trying to push the fact that they trusted the Chevy dealership.
Well,
don't say we appreciate
the same on every one. It's the same. Yeah, we just a cut and paste. We did every.
Yeah. And then maybe even follow up. You could say, hey, it's been 2 years, Eric of Mankato. Eric came all the way from Mankato. What is it about?
Right.
Say it's about him, right?
Right.
His Chevy's still doing great. 2 years later, he came all the way from Mankato. Well, we really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, they're all the same thing. You get the idea.
Right.
Yeah.
They're all the same.
Yeah.
And like I say, we haven't been doing that bit. I mean, our business is really good right now, but the biggest thing we did in the we've hired a sales manager that's a good traditional car sales manager who's really helped grow the business. And we're growing because of that. And we're going to get to a point, because he wants to sell 100 cars a month. We're going to get to a point here in our small business that we're going to need other help to get to go from 60 to 100.
Right.
And we're going to need to do these kind of marketing things that we
let's do it. Done. I mean, you've been in our group, and it's like you have the gold in front of you, Tom. I know you're busy and all, but
right. No, that's going to have to become a plan to.
Do you have young adult you can get at the high school, or just why don't you enlist young adult and have them go through our thing?
Right. Oh, that'd be a good idea.
Yeah, especially if they like cars. What young adult doesn't like Corvettes or something?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Sure.
Yeah, your Facebook.
Yeah, mostly what we've been posting lately are different things, congratulating employees, and
yeah, I think you know what to do. There's like nothing here that's you don't already know. I mean, right?
Right. No, exactly.
So I think, Tom, your issue is you just need to do it. It's like I can get Audit and tell you what to do, and like, yeah, I've heard that like 8 times from Dennis already, right?
No, that's true. And I just either and again, I agree with you. For me to do it, I can see what needs to be done. I got to find somebody to do it.
Yeah, you're the GM owner guy. You shouldn't be sweeping the floors or whatever. Not that you're. I mean, learn. You should know how to do it, but you shouldn't. You do the first one or two to set the example, and then hire someone to do it.
Well, and that's been. I think I told you this before, but that's been my trouble my whole life. I got started in this business 30 years ago or 40 years ago, and I did everything. And so when we bought this business 10 years into my career, or 8 years into my career, I still kept doing everything. Now my youngest brother he's working on the business. He's doing a good job, and I still keep doing things in the business. But there's still things that I need to, from a marketing standpoint, I can't be the guy doing. I need to be the guy running it.
E-myth all day.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And I knew this would just be kind of an overview, because as I get one more hired and I want to start focusing on these things that I can help the sales department by. And you kind of gave me at least a good outline to what I need to do. And I think that's the next thing, and have you guys
send them through our courses. Like you've already gone through it. You can hold them accountable, and there's no excuses, because you know how easy it is to do. It's easy. All these things we teach.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, thanks. I really appreciate it, Dennis. Good to see you.